Hello there, welcome back to Ride Rescue. In this episode, you can see I've got a couple electric bikes here behind me, and with the fifth wheel, it's tough to put these in the back of the truck. In fact, I had to take them apart to get them in the back of the truck, to get them underneath the fifth wheel. So that's not something I want to continue doing, so I've been searching for a bike rack, and that's what I've got here. Wow, and searching and searching and searching, research, I had a really hard time finding a bike rack for a fat tire bike. These weigh, with the batteries, they're about 60 pounds. Take the batteries off, they're around 50, 55 pounds. So in order to get a bike rack that can hold the weight as well as the fat tires and put it on the back of an RV, really limited in what was out there. If you are looking at something like this, that you want to be able to put it on a bike rack, you want the bikes to be safe, you don't want them falling off, you don't want to hurt somebody on the freeway, and these bikes have fenders. So that made it another challenge. I was really surprised how big of a challenge that was. To be able to protect the paint, protect the fenders, hold it secure, and theft. Years ago, I worked with a lady that had some expensive bikes on the back of her SUV, and they thought they had it all locked up good, and somebody stole the whole trailer hitch, bikes, rack and all, right out from under their SUV. So that's something that I wanted to really make sure would be secure too, because let's face it, these things are not cheap, and the rack is not cheap. So again, I did a whole lot of research. I looked at a whole lot of different brands. Not very many of the brands will actually say this is meant for an RV. So really quite limited. And then with all of my wants and desires, I finally found one. The bike rack that I ended up choosing is made by Hollywood Racks. The model is HR1700. The model is called RV Rider. It's specifically made for the heavier e-bikes with fat tires, but you can use regular thin tires. It's designed for a 20-inch rim all the way up to, I think it's a 29-inch rim. So if you are interested and you want to look at all those specs, you can go to Hollywood Racks. I think it's hollywoodracks.com. Just browse it and you'll find them, and you can get all the specifications on it. The way the smaller wheels work out, there is an adapter that it was required. I didn't realize it came with the kit, so I ordered it, but they were really nice when they said, "Are you sure you want these?" Because the kit actually comes with them. So they were really nice to call me and explain that what I had ordered, I thought I was needing these extra parts. They were actually in the kit, so they gave me a credit, and they didn't ship those, they just shipped the rack. So this is what the rack looks like, but it's built extra heavy for the weight and the vibration of an RV. Speaking of RVs, this is the way it's designed to be used. It can be used behind a motorhome, it can be used behind a vehicle, it can be used behind a fifth wheel. It is not intended for a standard pull-behind travel trailer. Pull-behind travel trailers have a lot more vibrations and a lot more bounce, and there's a lot more to think about when it comes to balance, when you can throw the trailer out of balance by putting that load on the rear of your travel trailer. So they don't recommend it. You need a real trailer hitch. The fifth wheel that I'm putting on, mine does have a hitch that's rated for 350 pounds, and it's a class 3 hitch. So you do your research. Make sure you have a hitch on your RV that is strong enough to handle that. All right, let's get into the assembly. The instructions are wonderful. Very well done. So I'm just going to kind of skip through it, give you an overview as I put all this together. I won't get into a lot of detail like I already have. One thing I'm noticing that I really like, the hole for the hitch is threaded. So you can bolt this thing in there, and then it also has locks to lock this on. That's a real plus. Like I said, it comes with a lock, comes with a threaded bolt, and you can torque this thing down so that it'll keep this from wobbling, as well as it comes with an additional bracket that bolts on here that really locks it down so it prevents more wobbling, just in case there's a little bit of slop. I like that it's doubly secured. The kit comes with all the tools you need. All right, so next we put on the main support. This secures the bikes at the seat post, which is really cool. I really like that. Now we have 2 extensions plus a bracket that will stiffen and hold them from getting too much movement and too much vibration. Because it's the vibration that causes cracks and makes things break. So with these brackets for the wheels, you've got a left and a right side, or forward and rear. You want the curve coming up, and then these just slide on. Now, if you've got 2 different size bikes, you might need to adjust that. So these clamping mechanisms is one of the things I was most excited about this rack, because they clamp on to the seat post or something similar. At this point, I'm probably going to be kind of a trial and error. I will want to clamp this one on, since I have that back bike moved this direction, and I'm thinking my seat post will probably be here, and then the opposite, I'll come out this way for the other bike. But once I actually get the bikes up here, it's probably going to be a little bit different to mount. But I'll start by just putting these on to get a general idea on how they work. All right, now that we've got everything all assembled, there is a hitch bracket that tightens up the hitch so that you don't have a bounce or wobble, or at least eliminates a lot of it. It's well documented in the instructions, so just follow your instructions. And it's double nutted, so you tighten it all the way down tight and then lock it with the other nut. That's a really nice heavy piece, so that should secure it really well. There's also some extension posts. If you need to extend one of the bikes out a little bit, maybe pivot them out because the handlebars or something is getting in the way. We'll keep that in mind once I get my bikes mounted on here, see if I need to use that. Right now I don't think I do. And then it comes with some spacers for the wheels for the smaller diameter tire. So that will be mounted on here as well. And what that does is it prevents the derailleur and the shifter on the smaller wheel from riding on this bar. So it just gives it a little bit of lift. So you don't need it on both ends, both tires. You only need it for the 2 back tires. it's best to have them on the outside like this one is. And I'm going to need to do that to get it to line up. And then I can adjust the bike this direction to get everything dialed in. And then I can just tighten it all up and leave it there. But if I end up putting a different size bike on, then that's when I'll have to make some adjustments. Alright, so I've got this situated and tightened down. I've got both tires situated and clamped down. Now let's get this other bike up here. Now these knobs actually has a key, and they're all key to light. There's a key for each one of these. There's a key for the pin that goes through the hitch. But this will keep things secure so that, say I stop to get gas, I run in, get a few snacks, go to a restaurant, it'll be secure like this. Now if I was going to leave it for a long period of time, I've got a big heavy lock that I would wrap around the bikes, around the frames, through the tires, and around the frame so that I can positively lock it all, especially if I was spending the night somewhere and leaving these out. Let's get a couple little adjustments here and strap them all down. That is really nice. I am very pleased. A lot of reviews I was reading on this, the biggest complaint I kept hearing or reading was how long it took for the initial setup. And because I'm fumbling my way through this like everybody else and reading the instructions, they're about 2 hours. So yeah, that's a lot. But now that everything's adjusted and I'm only going to be using these 2 bikes on this rack, it'll stay adjusted. Should become pretty simple. Getting them off, just a matter of taking each of those out, putting in the key, loosening that up, and they're off. Same thing, getting them back on, strapping them down. One more quick note. I lost the video. I got the bikes all mounted on my RV. We went to the lake, we went riding, put the bikes back on. I did a quick little video about that, and one of the issues that I ran into, I lost that video, so I'll just explain real quick. The way this mounts to my fifth wheel, it hugs the back of the trailer to the point where the handlebar on the one bike is just an inch or 2 away from the side. So any little bit of a bounce, that's going to hit the back of the trailer. I don't want to damage the trailer. There's a pretty good chance that if I was going 1,000 miles and every pothole and bump in the road banged on the back of the trailer, it's going to damage something. So one of the things that Hollywood Racks recommends is there's an extension you can get. It's about $100. It extends it out like 8 inches, so that'd give me plenty of clearance. Well, what I did, since I didn't have that piece and I was already at the lake and was planning on coming home, the handlebars on my bike just has a little bolt on the top and then 2 in the side. Loosen those up, turn the handlebars, tighten it back down, plenty of clearance. And then when I got to where I wanted to go and I need to use the bike, a couple of little twists, straighten out the handlebars, and I'm done. So I saved myself $100. It's real easy and it's guaranteed it's not going to bang into anything. So that's my solution, but that is an option. All right. So thanks for tuning in. I've got some more Jeepster videos coming up. I've got another RV video that I'm working on. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again. Goodbye for now.